a secret. I know you like to keep it clean. No prying eyes to keep you honest. What do you hide when you hide with me? If you think you're clever, then you've never weathered anyone like me. I've been training all my life. Guess your number's out right. Cause when she calls mine, I'm not gonna lie. Those pretty eyes, are you scared now? You can't erase all the things you've seen. Do you like my shows and all my monsters? Now you're my latest favorite thing. Do you wanna play misbehave? Say the ways you plan to hurt me, abuse and drain me dry. Now you wanna know if you'll make it out alive. Nah, I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Lord Forth, good to see you. Lord Gazumba, thank you so much for the subscription. 23 months, going on almost 2 years now. And I will be appearing on Lord Gazumba's stream on Saturday. Saturday, we have another game. All the casters, all the mages and various caster types, but whether or not we have a cleric is going to be up to whether or not Jay's feeling kind enough to send a cleric with us for some healing, because oh boy, we're gonna have a day. There are a couple of multi classes, so there'll be at least that. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a fun time on Saturday. Trollard Games, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the TTRPG Theater. I am your host, Rob, otherwise known as Phantom NJ. And hey, Chris, good to see you. Death Angel Shadow, Wolf Alone, Imp 7N6, otherwise known as Harley Man, I believe. Real Longshot, good to see you all. Good, welcome in, everyone. We are talking today. We're going to be talking a little bit about virtual Greyhawk Con, because Ultra Magnus, good to see you, George. Curtis, good to see you. Oh, Fosco, another Jersey strong guy. Wait, Fosco, where? South Jersey, North Jersey, that little strip of land that some people refer to as Central Jersey. You know, that I call the I-78 corridor. Originally from, did we have this talk already about Bergen County? Because I grew up in Bergen County as well. You know, Death Angel, you're geographically speaking, you're probably onto something there. However, when you have as distinct a difference between the northern side of Jersey and the southern side, No, I don't think so. I think I would have remembered Cresco because I grew up in Fairview, not far from the Hudson River, which was yeah, an interesting thing being in the shadow of New York City. I was in I was as closer to New York City, specifically Manhattan, as you probably are now to Philadelphia. Hey, and it's nice that the bot finally picked up on the fact that the stream started again. But yeah. So Jersey strong. Nice to see another. There's a large contingent of Jersey people around. I keep running into more and more. Hey, Dirty Dwarf, good to see you. Just from Greyhawk community alone. So yeah, so first of all, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Troller, I got thanks to work, I got in a little late, so I didn't get to see much of it before I had to mute it. We have 3 grand jurisdictions in Tennessee: East, West, and Central. I've been to, and I can say that I've been through most of it, Death Angel. I haven't been in Tennessee. The only area that I have not ventured, well, I mean, I guess the northern and southern borders. I've stayed mostly in the middle of the state, but in terms of east and west. I've been from the eastern end all the way to the Nashville airport. I really haven't been anywhere west, so I haven't been out to like the Memphis area or anything. Oh, nice. I feel you're having a CNC Living Greyhawk. That's awesome. Brother, good to see you, Keith. So I guess for those of you coming in from Trollord, and I should remember to we're sponsoring. We do have a giveaway. The giveaway is live. Let me just before I say that, let me double check because I realize I haven't seen the bot talk. Nope. All right. Yeah, it's live. Exclamation point ticket to enter. $10. We call a $10 coupon towards any digital product off the Troller Games website. Little pro tip: if you are the type like me to buy both the print and PDF version, you can apply the coupon to the bundled version, or just to the PDF itself. Obviously, you can't do the print alone. So, Virtual Greyhawk Con 6. And it boggles my mind to say that we're at number 6. Because I remember helping arrange for the very, very first one. I remember all the things that went into it and just trying to figure out a virtual con for the first time. It was an interesting thing. Checking out. Discord was still relatively new to some of us. I probably had more experience than some in trying to get a Discord together. We were testing calendar bots, testing all kinds of bots in order to make the help desk live easier and figuring out how this all works. And we're now at number 6, and it's a little engine that could. For those of you who are wondering, it is at tabletop events. Let me put up a link for it. Probably should have thought about that. So for those of you who are wondering, it is, yes, the first one was during the pandemic. It was partially, in response to the fact that most of the cons got canceled. Some, like Gary Con, were able to put together a virtual, a virtual con. But yeah, there was not a lot to do. So the idea came. Let's do a virtual con for the Greyhawk community. We've grown. Huh. Okay. Honestly, Ryan, I interesting. I did not realize that you had. Was I running 5e at the time still? Because I don't think. I think for the first one, I don't think I was on Castle and Crusades yet. Um, well, I mean, Dirty Dwarf, the number of games I was playing during the pandemic was a lot. There was many things I was playing, and I suddenly realized that I was playing games 7 days a week and occasionally twice a day, and yeah, it got to be quite a bit. I kind of burnt myself out. Was burning a candle at both ends there. In terms of if in case you're wondering for the con, we do there are all kinds of games being run. There's everything from Moldave BX to there's probably going to be somebody's going to run DCC. This is true, Keith. This is very, very true. I was on everybody's stream. It's like I was everywhere, man. Coco Bunny is my spiritual successor in that regard. She's the one who's on everybody's stream now. Because I at that point I hadn't really started streaming myself. You'll be able to find all kinds of games. There'll be some 5e. Some people run 5e. I'm sure there'll be some D&D 3.5. Well, hold on a second. Let me take a look at what there is so far. Okay, there's I think last year we had well over 100 games, 100 different events last year, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be. I don't remember if we hit 200. We'll eventually have. Usually like Greyhawk Reborn will join in for that, and they'll put a whole bunch of games in. I'll be running this year. We're talking about events. I've decided that for this year, with the exception of if I'm able to play in the Grand Joust again, other than that, I will not be playing any games this year. I will be running all the games that I'm in. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, I've been lucky over the last few years to get to play in all the different games with many of the different GMs that I wanted the chance to play with. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to get into those games, get into try all the different things, and it's been cool. It's been very cool. I've enjoyed it immensely. I love all the different GM styles. Love trying all the different games. But yes, Dirty Dwarf, they will all be Castles and Crusades. And the big event, there will be one really big event for me. All of my games will be streamed. And I will be starting, the game. I like to call it, Hawktoberfest. It's the first weekend. It is the first weekend in October, as it always is. It goes from the 3 full days are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday night there's usually a wrap up. Lord Gazumba will do a wrap up stream where he'll have the people, usually most of the GMs on, talking about their games, what went well, favorite moments, and so on and so forth. Thursday night, normally the kickoff soft or hard kickoff. You look at a soft kickoff if you want. Is normally Jay's Thursday night game. As far as I know, that is still the plan. It says October 2nd through October 2nd. So let's see. The 2nd of October is Thursday. Yeah. So it'll probably be his Thursday night, his Thursday night home game. Possibly with some additional online guests. And then we'll go, depending on whether or not there's anybody running games overnight, because we will have people from different time zones. Tea time with Taryn. Taryn, it is so good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. We people like Phoenix Iwaki, John is always basically almost always part of the virtual Greyhawk Con. So if he's running games, they will be at normally would be very off hours, or he'll run a game for people local to him at off hours, and he'll usually run one that everybody else is able to make as well, like an early morning game or something like that. That depends on whose birthday we're talking about, because if mine, might have the wrong date. Just saying. Let's put it this way. It hasn't been a month since my birthday yet, so we'll count it if you want to go that route. But it is so very, very good to see you. I need to find a way to sneak off and... Well, I need to find a way to sneak off and watch more of your streams. I haven't gotten to do as much of it lately. Either that or I need to get another computer closer to my work computer so that while I'm working, I can at least listen in. So, it'll start, assuming, unless there's a game overnight, which there might be. There have been at times. The first game will be, the first full day will normally start at 8 or 9 a.m. on Friday morning and go right through Sunday. We've had some people run games late into the evening. It's always a good time. And again, there's going to be something for everyone. Everything is be based in Greyhawk. The Troll Lords normally run a game or two or three, and occasionally they remember that it's supposed to be in Greyhawk. I have to tease a little because there have been times. Love you guys. And, we have all the different systems. If you can run a game and place it in Greyhawk, you're more than welcome to submit a game. The game submissions are open. So as far as I go, one of the things that went into deciding to just basically run games this year as opposed to play them, I mentioned the fact that I've been lucky enough to play in pretty much all the games that I wanted to in terms of DMs that I know in the community who've been running games. Over the years I've gotten to play with a lot of them. And there are some more that I'm actually going to get to play with in person in January at Page. Armin, yeah. I think I don't know if I don't remember if he's run games for like his local group and then just streamed it as part of the con, which is entirely possible, or he's run games for people here and just made use of the time difference. But Armin, I know Armin has been active. I got to find out if this is an on year for Armin for GaryCon. Armin made an appearance 2 year. What do you call it? He wasn't here this year, but he was here last year, and we just try to make it back every other year if you can. He's going to be there in 2026. That is awesome. That is awesome. Armin's a great dude. He comes up to the table we're all sitting around, and he knows, he knows everyone, or everyone knows him by the, we're like a day and a half into the con, and everyone knows each other in the Greyhawk community already. And he'll walk by, and he's like, mind if I join in? And I was like, dude, you came from like 16 hours away. You can play in any game you want to with us. We'll make a seat. Come on, just sit down and we'll hand you a character. Let's go. He is. He really is. He's such a nice guy. It was a lot of fun, but he's he was like so exceedingly polite about it, and it's like, you're here, and it's a very, very special occasion that you were able to make it. It's like, come on, we definitely want you playing with us. That's not a problem. So that's awesome. That is really cool. I haven't gotten a chance to check in on his local game. His every once in a blue moon, it's just like life's been so busy now. I haven't had nearly as much time to go and watch other people's streams as I'd like, and I've been trying to be active at least a little bit. But oh my goodness, yeah. Oh, someone went overseas. I was like, for a second, I thought you were talking about him. I was like, whoa, no, he's already there. But, huh. Well, I mean, it happens. Unfortunately, it happens. I envy those who have been able to have a long-term group, a long-term regular group in person. I've had the opportunity to play with the same group of people. The only time it was really a truly regular game was during the pandemic when we could not be together. That was Prometheus is another game that every once in a while I manage to catch. As a matter of fact, I need to see about getting him in on one of my games. I haven't had a chance to talk to him about that. I got a list of people that I need to ask and find out what their availability is, because I've come to realize that I kind of need to go seek out people and come up with some kind of spreadsheet or something that Dirty Dwarf, it really, really is. It is difficult. I mean, I remember thinking it was, I remember thinking it was wild, 5 years ago when there might have been 6 or 7 streams. Now there's like 15, 16, and it was like, all right, it used to be like people were running a game once a week, and now, you got people running 4 games in 3 nights, and it's like, what on earth is going on? Oh my goodness. Dungeon Mr. Ty, good to see you, sir. So, I mentioned the whole, having played in so many, games run by other people and getting to like tick off my, I don't want to call it a bucket list because that's a morbid connotation to it, but getting to check off names of the people that, whose games I needed to get into at some point. And, Virtual Greyhawk Con is, well, it was always special, from the moment we did it, it was a special thing for me. Outside of going to GaryCon, it's it really is one of the very big highlights of, well, this and the St. Jude's fundraiser. Oh, Savage Splendor, thank you so much for the subscription. Really, really appreciate it. 3 months in a row. That's awesome. That and the St. Jude's fundraiser, and of course GaryCon are my 3 really huge gaming weekends, and Virtual Greyhawk Con and the St. Jude's fundraiser have extremely special places in my heart. GaryCon is kind of like a different animal because I'm not necessarily with the community the entire time. As a matter of fact, the GaryCon, I love the fact that so much of the community is at GaryCon. I hate the fact that it can be exceeding, very difficult to find the time to spend with the people in the community because, you're running your own games, people running their games, and it's easy to lose track of people. But something I plan on working on for 2026. I figured out the secret apparently is make sure that you hang around the Tower Gygax tables, because that seems to be the congregation space these days, and that's not a bad thing. Having played in multiple Tower Gygax sessions, not a bad place at all. Line Dove GM, welcome. Thank you for the follow. One of the other reasons, in terms of doing the CK, is it'll be 2 years ago this virtual Greyhawk Con that I kicked off the Embers of Empire campaign, which was something very different for me. It's not my first CNC campaign. My first CNC campaign is Friday Night Crusades, which takes place every Friday night in my Discord. It's an open game. Anyone's welcome to join in and play. If you join the Discord, and do the link because the bot, I don't know when the bot will go off. It'll probably go off right after I do this. It has, Excel. It's not yet as large as it was. We probably have 5 players who would be there reliably, reliably whenever, assuming nothing goes wrong with their day or week or whatever. We haven't gotten to the point where it's like 7, 8, or 9, like the first time. But yeah, Friday Night Crusades was really my first, my first big CNC campaign, and it was a very, very different kind of campaign. Yeah, well, I mean, Jeff Sigland had taken over for me after, after I kind of needed to step away from it for a while, and I had hoped to restart it like months and months ago, and things kept conspiring against me. But we've been going. I think this week is either week 6 or week 7. I'd have to check my notes. But we've been going for about a month and a half now, at least. And it's been good. It's been good. I'm taking it slower with this group. Everyone did start at level 1 again. Brand new characters. I'm also using it to test out classes that I'm going to bring into the Embers of Empire campaign. Doc Shoulder. Speaking of players of mine, both in the Embers of Empire and Friday Night Crusades, though, poor Doc's schedule has not allowed him to actually make any of the sessions yet. Oh man! Well, one of these weeks, Doc, Bob, you'll get in. You'll make it. Looking forward to your rogue character finally joining us. I understand. Listen, it's if you're ever able to, if you ever have a night where that Ember is not streaming for whatever reason, drop in. Even if you want to listen in, that's okay. So I mentioned that this was only the second real campaign. Everything else I had been running in CNC other than Friday Night Crusades were one-shots. I was running one-shots here, one-shots there. Early on, most of them were for other, were guest games run on, other Twitch streams. And then I finally brought it all in-house and decided that, my focus was going to be running games here. But yeah, it'll be 2 years ago that the group now known as the Righteous Hands kicked off the Embers of Empire campaign on my Discord. Not my Discord, on my Twitch stream at Virtual Greyhawk Con. Last year, for the 1-year anniversary, we did a 6-hour that my players wanted something longer. They didn't understand what they were asking when they joked about going 12 hours. So I managed to convince them that yeah, I would do that. I'm not sure that they want to. So we settled on a 6 hour game, and I'm not gonna lie, we had one player who had to go at the 6 hour mark. They had a hard stop at the 6 hour, and it's kind of good that they did, because at that point I had my second or third win. I was like, we could keep. I could have kept going for hours. If somebody hadn't stopped me, if that hadn't been a good place to break, and a good place in the story, honestly, to break, I would have easily been able to have kept going, and that would have made life interesting. This year, the second anniversary, we are doing another 6 hour stream. The 6 hour stream will be on the Saturday. I need to enter the game details. I have to figure out what to call the game, which is one of the problems. I need to enter my events, but I haven't decided. This year, I'm really going to try to decide what the game is going to be, and then put a title in, as opposed to what I normally do is come up with some interesting sounding title name for the game, the session, and then put a venture together that matches the name. That's gotten me in a little bit of trouble in the past, but it's mostly worked. But yes, no, this will be a 6 hour session. We do have the Righteous Hands are going to be playing in 10 days from, what was it, 10 days from today, August 10th. It will be, yeah, I got to take a look at the t-shirts as well. I'm thinking that what's there is not going to fit me, but we'll see. Has restrictions. I'm gonna. Yeah, I understand it. No problem. That's a me problem. That's not an anyone else's problem. I'll let the others. If there are people who need 3X and can actively wear it, I'll let it go to them. That shirt does look. That image looks fantastic in color though. The Animar did a coloring in of the Return to the Moat House image that we used for which virtual Greyhawk Con was that, Jay? Was that one? Two. Okay, it was two. Yeah, the Return to the Moat House, and it looks fantastic with the color. It really does. So yeah, there will be a 6 hour stream. It's going to be on the Saturday. It'll be from 10 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. So because I know that the Altamira Joust event, hosted by our very own Lauren Gazumba, starts at 6 that day. So I want to make sure that people will have time to wind down a little, get a little bit of food, and then let the jousting fun begin. I will definitely be running at least two events on Friday. One Friday morning, probably one Friday evening. I'll probably do Friday morning and Friday evening. Well, you do what you can do, Ty. You do what you can do. Yeah, that 6 hour game. I don't know how many of the Righteous Hands I have. I believe I have at least 4 that are going to be in that game. So I might have the ability to add 2 people, or have two others join that game. I'm going to need to pre-fill the the Righteous Hands members that can go, so that it shows up on their calendar. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a fun time. I think last year I think we did have one extra person. That's I'm good because it would not be a 2-year anniversary without Sonius the Paladin and his pamphlets. The funny thing is, that one is like the hardest one to come up with a name for because I still have to figure out where what the cutoff or what we're doing on the August 10th. I've got a month. I said 10. Why did I say 10 days? It's basically a straight up month from now, not 10 days. Good morning, Rob. It's yeah. I've not had enough coffee today. But yeah, we've got that event, that coming up. I don't think because of work schedules and everything else, I don't think we're going to get another Righteous Hand session in between the August 10th game and the virtual Greyhawk Con game. So I need to figure that one out and then figure out where that leaves us for virtual Greyhawk Con. But it's going to be a 6-hour session. I'm hoping to be able to do some special stuff for it. We'll see how that goes. I like I said, I'll be running games on Friday. I will be running games on Sunday. Sunday, depending on what time the Sunday evening is. Let me see. Greyhawk asked the experts. All right, so that's Sunday at 7 p.m. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna run 2 games on Sunday. I figure I can go from 9 to 1, and then 2 to 6. So yeah, no, that sounds like a plan. And we'll basically have that set up. I will need to make sure that I do some planning ahead of time for the various overlays, but hey, whatever. So it's going to be at least 14 hours of 14 hours of running games. If I decide to go really nuts and run a third game on Friday, it could be longer than that. But it'll definitely be it's only going to be one game on Saturday because of the joust. I'm not. I'd like to be. I may get to reprise the Black Knight. I don't know yet. But I if I'm not in the joust, I at least want to be watching the joust event, and I'm sure everyone else does too because it's just a freaking awesome event. It's it is so much fun. It's something completely different. And on Sunday there's the wrap up. I don't want to. I don't want to go into the wrap up. So, all right, have fun, Ty. Scott. Where are you over at? Over at Guild Superior? Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. Dungeon Mr. Ty is going to be running some New of Arden, which is a brand new TTRPG available both in print and PDF. You can get it through. I believe you can put the order through or get to the link through adventureslang.com or drive through RPG. The name of the game is New of Arden. I was lucky enough to be one of the playtesters for the game early on, and Ty was nice enough to include me as well as the other playtesters in the book in terms of acknowledgement, which is pretty awesome. Dirty Dwarf, if you're looking for something, and when I say something completely different, New of Arden is that game. If you're ever looking for a game to scratch the exploration itch, and have something that is not like the other games that you played. New of Arden, because of the fact that New of Arden is really it's kind of a brand new world, or at least it's in some ways it's a world that is absolutely 100 changed. But for a lot of the different characters that you're playing, the world is pretty much brand new to them, and it is all about there are things to do, tasks to be completed, dangers to be overcome, but it is very much about exploring this new garden. So if you're looking for something to do that exploration itch, if you're looking for a reason to get your D4s moving, because it is a D4 system, there are interesting mechanics for activity resolution. No, it is not 5e. It is the farthest thing from 5e that you can get. As a matter of fact, hold on one second. I got my book right here. Tell me that artwork isn't beautiful. If you are familiar with Jose Ortiz he's a big part of the Greyhawk community. He did a lot of the art. As a matter of fact, I really need to get my ass in gear and talk to Jose, because I need to commission some art for me. But yeah, it really is as far away from 5e as you get. It is they're not really so much races. I don't even know what to call them as far as what you're playing, but basically, the different. It's just in old school would be like class as race, but the different characters that you're playing are different. Different aspects brought to life. There's the one that is basically the architect of sound, called the Asgal, and they've got a kind of minor variation called the Asgar, and everything they do is all their abilities are like sound based, which is a lot of fun. There are evolution, what they call evolutions, where you get new abilities, but there comes a point where you're also choosing other taking abilities or merging with other groups, so that your ability set can get kind of wild. It's all kinds of interesting things. Basically, you kind of need to almost take preconceived notions and leave them at the door, because this is not like things that you've really seen before. At least nothing I've seen before, and I've played a lot of games, a lot of different games, many, many, many. We're talking 60 to 70, 60 to 70 games at least. We're probably getting closer to 80 games now. Everything from little one-page games to games that haven't been in print for 30 years. But also, I will at some point, and I promised that I was going to do this. I will at some point have Dungeon Mr. Ty on for an interview, so we can talk about New of Arden. We can talk about what it's like to have created your own game and see it come to life and see it being played by other people on stream. And I got the chance to play it with him at GaryCon this past year in person, after having played it online as part of the playtesting. So that was awesome. Actually, Coco Bunny and Scottish Jeff played in that game with me, which was really, really cool. Hey, Chuck, good to see you. Oh boy. Um. So yeah. Again. So this year for Virtual Greyhawk Con, it's going to be at least 14 hours of games that I'm running CNC for the campaign. If you decide to join the game, sign up for one of my games for Virtual Greyhawk Con, your characters are part of the campaign, which means that if you enjoyed yourself and you had fun and I had fun running the game for you, and everyone is getting along and it's all good, I'm happy to have you back. Um, there are a number of people who played for the first time and ended up have been in more than one game. Chuck, uh, I. I'm gonna be kind of Chuck. I was gonna make a joke. But Chuck's too good a guy. I'm not. I don't. I don't want to do that. That would be mean. Mean spirited, and I'm not gonna do that. Chuck, you going to be at a page this year? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, but it'd be cool to know. And once again, we do have the giveaway for the nice. I am. That's awesome. I am not running any. I've decided I'm sticking to my initial plan, and I just want to play. I want to play. Gary Con is getting to run the games. Gary Con's great. There are reasons why I'm not running games at Page, but one of the big reasons is like I have a better chance of getting into play. I'll have to look. Are you in as yourself, Chuck, or are you in as Trollord Games for the as far as the host? Okay, all right, cool. I will need to take a look. I'll take a look. I managed to get into one of Jay's games. I need to try to sneak into another one when the when the badges or the tickets open up for silver. But yeah, no, I managed to get in a couple of other games, including I finally get to sit in a Carlos Lysing game in person, which is going to be cool because his games that I've not yet been able to get into one of his games at GaryCon, so being able to do it at Page is going to be fun. Carlos is amazing. He's the man. I need to buy more of his adventures. I really need to stop myself from buying things, but what are you going to do? I need to buy more of his event. I need to make sure that I know which of his adventures I already have is part of the problem. I know a good number of them that I have, but he does do an awesome game. He does. He's got. He's got a great DMing style. He's got. The lore is there. You never have to worry. The lore is going to be there, and he's going to appreciate if. The one of the great things about Carlos is if you enjoy the lore, and you make use of the lore with your character in any way, shape, or form, he eats that up, and it's awesome. That's so. It's like you want if you're a Greyhawk fan, you want to be in Carlos's game and go to town with it because it's a lot of fun. I have 3 of the Marquesa modules, Dirty Dwarf. I had the 3 that were available when they were, when they first came out. I haven't bought I think there's like 2 more since then. I bought them, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I did. And the reason I say that, not because they're not great. It's I have no intention of ever running. I do have the Scourge of the Slave Lords, A1 through 4. Justinius is on your channel. Please reach back to him. Oh, Chuck. Okay. You're replying to Chuck. I was confused for a second. Oh yeah, no. I mean, it's not that. I just the Scourge of the Slave Lord campaign. I have no intention of running it, and I don't know that I'd enjoy running the other ones without it. It was more at the time. It was more because it sounded really cool, and I had it, and I'm like, but I realized that I don't know that I'm ever going to actually run the A1 through 4 modules, much less Carlos's excellent follow up modules. I do need to run some of the other stuff. I need to run the J. Scott, Carlos Lessing, Her and the Hools at one of these years. I've actually gotten to play in with Jay where I think it was Jay was running where it was a small section of the adventure. I love the fact that Horror and the Hools, one of the great things about Horror and the Hools is a lot of the named characters in Jay's campaign is in. Yeah, because I'm assuming that you're saying you're off in the sense that you're off from work. If so, that's very, very cool. Very cool. I need to one of these days. I need to do on the road from Caverick's Cove. I think it is on the road to Caverick's Cove. I need to actually read through the 9. I have it. And I need that's the other. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to buy the follow up. You finish the follow up to the 9. Mostly because while it doesn't take place in Nyrond, where my Embers of Empire campaign does, it does take place in the areas around Nyrond, which I can make use of. That is awesome, Chris. That is awesome. Are you doing something publish? Are you running a published game, or are you running? Oh, just Ennies. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool, Greg. The 9. That is a thick adventure. There's a lot of pages, a lot of content. One thing I'll say about Carlos's adventures, they're not cheap, but you get your money's worth. It's like, holy cow. I can imagine. So Chris, are you running? You converted a 5e mod. Which 5e module did you convert? Just out of curiosity. Dirty Dwarf, do it. I can see that, and for first level characters being on the very, very squishy side, it can also slow sometimes. Even if it said first level, unless it's really, really hardcore first level, this is an entry level module adventure, and it makes no bones about what it is. Sometimes I think just starting them at second level instead of first for it might be helpful, but I do need to get through the 9, and I need to buy the follow up. All right, Chuck. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to be going into Jay's momentarily. Oh, okay. That's an interesting place to start your we call it your CNC life. A starter to the new Vecna. make sure, Chris, when you do, watch out for the fact that when you're doing your conversions, be aware that things may from 5e may not translate well. With monsters having things like lair abilities and such. Yeah, Dirty Dwarf. I am all about the 1015 for Prime Secondary. It just works because 1015 I can always pump up the challenge level. It's if I think something's got to be a little more difficult, I just declare a challenge level a bit higher and bring it up. It feels weird taking away challenge level, like having a negative challenge level. So go 1015, because saving throws, there's got to be some saving grace with saving throws. Given how deadly spells can be in CNC, having saving throws where non-primes are in 18 base is absurd. Yeah, Dave and I had long conversation about that. There was we discussed many. He kind of talked about that last night. Was it last night? Was it last night? It was last. Yeah, okay, it was last night that. No, was it Tuesday? Oh my goodness, I have no sense of time whatsoever anymore. Played Tuesday. Okay, yeah. It was Tuesday, right. What happened last night? I don't know. Oh, that's right. J stream was last night. Okay. Tuesday when he was talking about the stuff that I did with him. We discussed a whole lot of Dave and I had discussed a whole lot of things that I've changed for the game. Homebrew rules and one, and I think I sold him on the whole 10-15 idea. Or he might have been pondering it, and I think I managed to convince him, or basically solidify the choice in his mind. I don't remember which. But yeah, no, 10-15. I'm much bigger on 10-15. Drug fueled mushroom eating druid. That's awesome. Oh man. Yes, I absolutely can, Savage Splendor. Hold on one second. Let me go to the homepage for it. And the thing is, Dirty Dwarf, when you have a game where where the saving throws don't get any better for you as you level, because it's kind of the assumption that the wizards that you're going, the wizards and illusionists and other spellcasters that you're facing are going to be leveling along with you. You're not. You might eventually have spellcasters who are a few levels lower than you, but it means your saves are never going to get any easier, and that's kind of brutal. So not unlike AD&D where saves did get easier over time. Spell saves do not get easier in CNC unless your castle keeper is very kind and make sure that the mage is always a few levels lower than the party. So having the 10-15 split makes it a little bit less punitive, especially in a game where there are spells that can outright kill you. And I'm not even talking, I'm not talking damage. I'm just talking spells that can just kill you, and that's a problem. Witch Starfall, good to see you. Welcome. Witch Starfall will be with me on Saturday on Jay's stream, and I will shout out Lord Gazoma again. We're going to be raiding into him shortly. This motley crew of ours. There's four of us. Witch Starfall, Cocoa Bunny 94, and Vamp Wickman, Chad and I are going to have Howard have a terrible day. Nice. Oh man. You know something? I have a I have an emoji for that. That's awesome. Um, yeah, the four of us. I don't know if you I don't know if you heard. I already asked Jay to please send a cleric with us. We're gonna need Ashrin because otherwise we're all gonna die. Uh, two of us are pure mages, and what two of us are multi-class or dual class or whatever mages. You know that's gonna be brutal. Oh man, it's like we're just gonna have to destroy everything outright. Not that Chad and I are playing the same type of elementalist. We're both earth elementalists, so that's gonna be fun. Um, all right. So yeah, that's going to be Saturday. I think it starts at 11 Eastern till 11 till 3. I'm pretty sure the timing is for that. But it's going to be a good time. The four of us, there will be shenanigans. There will be all kind. Knowing Chad as I do, and the ladies, it's going to be plenty of shenanigans. Oh man, can't wait, cannot wait. You just about missed it, Pat. We're getting ready to head out. Exclamation point ticket to enter the raffle. $10 coupon towards any Troll Lord Games digital product from the website. We will be closing that up shortly. So again, just to recap, first of all, Friday Night Crusades tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern in my Discord. You can listen in if you like. We are more than happy to have you listen in to the Discord channel. All you have to do is join the Discord. Go to the rules section, click on the agree to the rules. That'll open the rest of the Discord for you, and then you'll see us hanging out in the voice channel. Shortly before 8 p.m. It goes from 8 p.m. to 11. If you're interested in potentially playing, there is a FNC info channel in my Discord that has pinned messages for all the rules for character creation and information about the game. I have to say this repeatedly and stress this. There is no attendance requirement. If you're worried about the fact that you can't make games, don't worry about it. But yeah, so that is tomorrow night in the Discord, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Then next up after that, well, there's other, there'll be other streams and other Friday night Discords. Next up after that is August 10th. The Righteous Hands will be having a session. That'll be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on I believe Sunday, August 10th. So we're gonna have fun with that, and then we've got Virtual Greyhawk Con coming up in the fall. So get ready for that. 14 hours at least of me running games, and so many games by so many other people. So buy your badges. Get ready for the fun. If you're interested in running games, please submit them. The only thing that we ask for Virtual Greyhawk Con is that your games be set in somewhere in the world of Greyhawk. Well, wherever you like. If you need help, ask. We're more than happy to help you place your game if you wish. All right, so let's get this party moving. I'm going to go to the stream ending, and then we are going to do the giveaway. That is awesome. That is awesome. Sir, I need to get you and Coco Bunny into a CNC game for my campaign. Of course, that requires finding a time when Coco is not running in 3,000 other games. Because I need more people. we gotta have some. I think you'd enjoy it. I hope you would. But all right, excellent. Let's get to the giveaway, and then we're going to raid into Lord Gazumba. So hang on for that. And closing the giveaway in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Giveaway is closed. Drawing winner. Keith, congratulations. I will get you the I will get you the code right after the stream. Oh man. All right, so let's raid into Lord Gazumba. And it helps if I actually use these right. John Bonsai. Hey, good to see you. It has been a long, long time. You caught me just as I'm about to raid out, but I'm really happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. Why doesn't this not want to raid? Huh. There we go. All right. Oofa. I like the howdy emote, the pup with the hat. Nice. Awesome. We've got 21 viewers ready to raid in Lord Gazumba. I do have a Phantom raid emote ready. So, please take advantage if you'd like. It should be available to everyone. And we will see you on the flip side in 3, 2, 1. Bye now.